non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo.
Hello and welcome to the Any Art Netty baking channel. Now I thought I'd do a separate video about pizza dough. Mamma mia! So I'm going to show you how I go about making pizza dough. The kind of yeast that you have to activate in warm water.
Quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, non più frai.
So there's only a few ingredients, and this is just easy bake yeast, which you activate in water. There's a close-up if you want to pause on the screen there just to have a look what's on the back. That's from a supermarket in the UK called Asda. Now I'm using 300 millilitres of warm water. Don't have that too hot or too cold. Now I find these spoons are brilliant for home baking. I'd highly recommend them. Not only do you feel like a prison ward, you also the very accurate measurements. So I'm going to snip open that yeast packet. Now, as saying, with the water, not too hot and not too cold. It's a bit of a Goldilocks thing going on here. You got to have it around about 105 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. In English money, that's about 40 degrees Celsius to 46 degrees Celsius. Any hotter than going 115, 120, you're going to kill off the yeast. Any lower than 105, it's not going to activate. So to feed the yeast, I like to add 2 tablespoons of sugar into that as well. Now I never add salt into the yeast, and the reason for that is it will kill it off.
Non più frai quel cappello, non più frai quella chioma, non più frai quell'aria brillante.
So I'm just going to leave that now for around about 5 or 10 minutes, and you should see it all frothy on the top, and then it's ready to go. If it doesn't froth at all, you either need to buy some more yeast, get a fresh batch, because it is probably dead and buried, RIP. Try again anyway, it might be that the water's too cold or something like that. So if you don't have a thermometer, a good thing to do with the yeast is you'll feel that the water's comfortable for you and warm. If it's too hot for you, it'll be too hot for the yeast. So that's another good way of finding the correct temperature. So I'm going to measure out now 700 grams of strong bread flour. Now I find the higher the gluten, the better it's going to be, because you need that elasticity of the gluten to make the pizza base nice and strong. I'm going to sieve that out into the bowl. Bit by bit, you can do it just in batches. And it doesn't matter if some gets on the surface, because we're going to use that anyway when we knead the dough. So that doesn't matter about that too much. Now I'm going to measure out 2 teaspoons of salt, and I'm going to put that into the flour. I'm going to mix all of that salt and flour together so it's well incorporated. Again, I'm just folding there actually so that I don't lose the air that I've put into that by sieving the flour into the bowl. Now I'm going to add the water and yeast. You can add that a bit by bit. Now I find I live in the UK, and when it's a really hot day, it seems to be better. It's a better dough. If it's cold during the winter, it doesn't work out as well. Now I found that I started off with maybe 100 millilitres of water, and I've gone up to 300 now millilitres with 700 grams of flour. And I found the more water I've added, the softer the dough is. So obviously now I can't have this dough because it's bread flour, and I'm celiac and I have to have gluten-free. There will be a gluten-free pizza base coming soon, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to make it better and better. And I think the key to it is to have different blends of flour in there. So by hand I'm mixing that, and you can see how the good elasticity in that dough. Now you can use a mixer if you want to. I've got one for mixing cakes, but I prefer to do it all by hand anyway. So now when all the flour and the dough has come away from the sides of the bowl, I'm going to pop that onto my surface there, and I'm going to start kneading it. Now the trick I've found when you got all that horrible dough, I hate the sensation of the dough on your hands, is to get just a bit of a handful of flour and rub your hands with it, and it cleans the dough off your hands. At this point, if you think it's way too sticky, you can add more flour. I'm using the flour on the surface and the flour to clean that up. So you can see the close up there, you can see the gluten strands, and that's what's going to give the strength to the pizza dough. Now when I'm making a gluten-free pizza dough, that is what is lacking, is those gluten strands. Gluten isn't an ingredient as such, it's more of a structure, if you will. So I'd give that a good knead for about maybe 12 to 15 minutes. I've got the bowl there. I'm just going to coat the surface at the inside of the bowl with olive oil, and I'm going to pop the dough into that, and that should double in size, and that'll be ready to go then. You can leave it maybe for up to about 6 hours. So a bit of cling film there. I'm going to rub olive oil on that, and where the inside there is, that's going to go on the inside the surface with the olive oil on, so that if it does stick and rises too much, it won't all stick horribly to the inside of that. You can use a towel if you want, but I find cling film better. So this is the bit where it's getting ready before I put all the toppings on and everything. I've got to hand stretch that dough. So what I do is I let gravity be my best friend here, and just let it hang, and it will make there you go. If you see what I'm doing, literally gravity just forces it to pull down. So that's something I've learnt to do, and I find that very handy. Now I'm not saying this is the 100% way everyone should do it. Obviously I've got no Italian blood in me at all, but I love pizza. But this is some techniques and tips I've learnt, so if anyone has got any comments, please do leave them below. So I'm going to pop that on a piece of greaseproof paper there, and you can coat that in semolina. It does add a lovely colour and an extra bit of flavour to the pizza dough. So I'd bake that as high as you can, up to 250 degrees Celsius, or 220 I usually do Celsius, and 200 degrees Fahrenheit on gas mark 7, and in about 18 minutes with your topping. You put your tomato sauce on, your cheese and your toppings, bake it for 18 minutes, and it's done. And it tastes so much better than the store-bought one. So I hope that's helped in some way. There's some technique in there that you thought, I'll try that, and Obviously, if you do have any comments, please do let us know below and what you think of the videos and everything. So there we are. Before I started putting my toppings on, I left that for about half an hour, and you can see it's puffed up a bit there. Now that makes some lovely texture and bubbles. So thank you for watching. I'll be back again soon with some more videos. I'm hoping to make some gluten-free crumpets and obviously a gluten-free pizza base. Thank you, and I shall see you again soon. Bye bye for now.